what is this going to matter for what is really the most important thing, which is next year's midterms in the course of this? And so I do think it takes Donald Trump off his game for the first time. Every single thing that he's gone into his bag of tricks to try to fix this problem of the sort of chorus that is normally with him, he's got half the chorus or a part of the chorus off the reservation in this, but none of his bag of tricks has worked. He's tried to go after Obama, it hasn't worked. He's tried to go bring up Hillary emails, it hasn't worked. He's tried to go after other Democrats, it hasn't worked. And so this is the first time where Donald Trump sort of spreads chaos, where his normal strategy isn't working. And so what I do think the effect it does, I think on Election Day next year, 92% of Republicans are going to vote for Republicans in the election, are going to support Donald Trump. That's going to happen in the course of the election. Where I do think it matters, and this is what's so important in a midterm, is this has the potential to de-enthuse his base, which is, I like Donald Trump and I like what Donald Trump's doing, but I'm not going to take the time to go to vote because I don't like this other stuff that he's doing. And that's where his chorus is needed. He needs his chorus to gin up all those people, say this, Armageddon is at hand and we need to show up to the polls. And in an election, in a midterm, where you're already lost Democrats, obviously overwhelmingly, probably 95-4. He's underwater with independents by 30 points in this point. There's swing voters, independents in this. And in a midterm where turnout matters most in this, I think it has the serious potential of bringing a turnout, and Democrats will be up. And I think as of today, Republicans will be down. And that's my view. But even if Texas does what Texas does, where they draw 10% Republican districts, this could be an election where you're not safe in a 10% Republican district. You may not be safe in a 15% Republican district. Mm-hmm. And that's where they may actually be making a mistake, which is making more 10% districts where they could lose all of them.
Yeah. Well, poll after poll shows that Democrats are already more enthused, right? We'll see if that continues. But there's also, we saw the same thing in 2018 with Trump, right? He wasn't on the ballot, and so his people stayed home, right? He doesn't have any more elections to run, so does he really need his base? And I guess, to you, I think the thing that is so fascinating to me about, one of the things that's most fascinating about this, is that this goes to the heart of some of Donald Trump's core support, which is the conspiracy theories, right? This goes all the way back to Pizzagate here, where a person showed up with a gun to kill this cabal of pedophiles who were running Washington, D.C. And what they sent Donald Trump to do in Washington, D.C. was to rid the world of the cabal of pedophile Democrats who were running everything, which isn't true, just to be very clear. But that was what the promise was. Now what these folks are seeing, when you talk to folks who are part of the MAGA base, as we do, what they tell me is, we feel like he is now part of the elite keeping the secrets, right? That's the problem here. And that's why he can't shake it. That's why we're still talking about that. Also, he's terrible at making the story go away himself.
I think that's right. It's the extremists who believe all the conspiracy theories, who are celebrating his actually disemboweling government, right, like literally shredding it as a way to blow it up because they believed that public servants were not serving the public. Except Trump has always been an elite. I mean, we forget, Trump, coming from him, he's a billionaire. Mm-hmm. We know that's not quite true. But he is an elite. He is someone who is extremely wealthy, and he had utilized the ability to create these to give oxygen to pre-existing conspiracy theories and use them to his benefit. I do think it still goes back to the fundamental point, though. I mean, I agree with Matthew Dowd. It's a turnout election. Remember, Donald Trump turned out 3 million white voters who did not vote in previous presidential elections. That is a huge number, whereas on the Democratic side,
10 million stayed home.
Stayed home. Yeah. These elections are always turnout elections, and that's going to be true in the midterms as well. I think it's the confluence of, are you going to care? And I think Senator Padilla was making this point, right? Are you going to care when your state starts cutting your ability to see a doctor when you're sick, cutting your Medicaid? You're working 2 jobs. You still need hunger programs like food stamps, like SNAP, and you're going to see that get cut. You have a child with a disability in a school. Your school class sizes are going up. You're losing the nurse because that's a Medicaid payment. In fact, in a lot of districts that Donald Trump won, some of those schools have like 30%, huge percentages of their budgets coming from Medicaid. These pain points are going to become the question that I think the job for Democrats is to say, not only is he not delivering for you on what you thought, Jeffrey Epstein, he's actually taken away the things that you did not vote to lose. Right. And the question in the midterms is going to be how much of that, how are these things going to factor together? And I do think it is going to be about turnout.
Matthew, we'll give you the last word on this. Your thoughts, how are they going to factor together?
Well, I think it's a perfect storm of a huge problem for the GOP in this. And I'll just say one thing. This is one of those conspiracy theories that actually may turn out to be accurate, the whole thing with Epstein. The problem is for the Republicans is they caught the wrong fly in the web. And the fly in the web in the conspiracy ain't Bill Clinton, and he may be on some list. It's Donald Trump. So if you want to know where the problem and the pedophile is, start your search at home.